Platform 8, the follow-up to the Exit 8, has finally hit consoles. The new title brings a lot back from its predecessor in terms of gameplay and overall feel. Not only this, but Platform 8 also kicks up the creepy factor significantly. While it's similar, is this a game that should be on your radar? More importantly, how does the Switch version perform? We're here to talk about all of this and more, including a look at the physical version of the game in this review. Let's get into it. Danny from the Famicast here. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications. Sound off in the comments down below, and we may read it out on our bi-weekly show called the Famicast. Of course, you can find this review in written form over on our website, thefamicast.com. Today, though, we're taking a look at Platform 8 on the Nintendo Switch in this review. The premise of Platform 8 is pretty simple. You're on an endlessly running train and tasked with proceeding to the next car in an effort to get to the final platform, like the final stop. Just like with the Exit 8, anomalies will appear in each train car and you have to figure out how to clear the areas or get past them. This can be as simple as just running away from some of the more imposing looking figures to tracking down some small details that might be in the environment. Once completed, you will move on to the next car and move further down the train line. To keep track of your progress, the station guide and the electric signs will give you an idea of where you are. Starting with Reizen, or basically the very first starting level, you're trying to get to Hachiban, or line 8. The Exit 8 seemed a little bit more subtle overall with the anomalies and overall creepiness, while Platform 8 seems to kind of lean into this aspect a little bit harder. Now, don't get me wrong, I think both are pretty creepy games, and here too, I won't go into specifics, but I would say you can expect more jump scares and other horror elements here in Platform 8 than were found in Exit 8. As with the Exit 8, controls here are super simple. You walk with the joystick, you look around with the right stick, you could run while holding the ZR trigger, and you can interact with things in the environment like doors, and also have the ability to sit down with the press of the A button. Outside of an options menu while playing, that's pretty much it. This no-nonsense approach is something that I really liked about the first game, so you can kind of go in knowing that Platform 8 is all about the gameplay and trying to escape the train. Now again, without spoiling anything, playing and clearing Platform 8 is all about paying attention to details. It's not a long game by any stretch of the imagination either. It took me a little under 2 hours or so to roll the credits, and I'll say this too, the electric signs or various messages in the train cars will give you hints at what you need to do. Sometimes when there are no visible messages or something like that, if you see something weird on the train, it's usually best to run away as fast as you can, or just like don't go up and touch it or something like that. Again, pay attention to your surroundings and the electric signs. By just taking a look at any screenshot or footage of the game, you will quickly be able to tell that the Switch version of Platform 8 is pretty pared back when compared to releases on more powerful hardware. Still, what is on offer on Nintendo's platform is a serviceable way to play the game. It runs at a pretty consistent frame rate of 30 frames per second from what I can tell, and I think it looks pretty sharp overall. And another thing here too, if you've ever ridden a train in Japan, especially some of the older ones, I think the appearance of the train car here is pretty convincing. I mean, everything about the car, down to like the small fire extinguisher door to like the rubber seals on the doors between each cabin, the visual look here is very faithful to what you're going to be finding in real life. Handheld mode is definitely a viable way to play Platform 8 on Switch. I spent about half my time with the game playing this way and didn't really notice too many differences between that and also playing on the TV. I think the game still runs pretty smoothly and it looks fine. Now, while some of the details are a little bit lower resolution on the Switch when compared to what I played on PlayStation 5, again, I think things still look and perform admirably on Nintendo's system. The audio is also on point here too, from the low hum of the train to the sound of the doors opening to creepy sounds or screams and stuff like that. Everything here is pretty convincing. Simply put, if you care about things like 60 frames a second or high fidelity visuals, go with something like the PlayStation 5 version of the game or PC or whatever, if that's something that bothers you. If you don't really care about that type of thing and you just want to play the game, I think the Switch version is worth checking out. A physical version of both the Exit 8 and Platform 8 were released on the Switch, PlayStation 5, and PlayStation 4 in Japan on November 28, 2024. Now, I can't comment on the PlayStation physical versions, but I did pick up this packaged version on the Switch. Now, I really like what they did with the artwork for both games, kind of basically putting the 8 front and center right here in the middle, and then dividing the cover up with both the yellow and the black for both games. Now, the back of the package here sports the logos for both games, a brief synopsis of what to expect, and then you can see the mysterious guy. He's just on there on the back of the package. Now, the inside is a little bit disappointing here, just white, nothing too interesting there. But nonetheless, just in case you are thinking about picking up this version of the game, both games are included in the cart. No extra downloads are required or anything like that. Once the cart's popped into your Switch, you will have 2 separate icons for each game, so that's how that works there. Early adopters in Japan were given something a little special with their purchases: physical posters that are identical to the ones found in the Exit 8. Now, there are a total of 8 of these, and they're quite a lot larger than I thought they would be. I think these are great for fans of the game, and it's really cool that this comes with the physical edition of the game. I think if you're a collector out there and you like this game, this is definitely something that you should think about picking up. Good luck getting the posters. I'm not sure how that'll work if you're outside of Japan, but yeah, it might be worth hunting down if you're really into these games. If you're a fan of the Exit 8 or somewhat creepy, no-nonsense type of games, Platform 8 will be right up your alley. It controls well, and I think it's pretty fun to play. Even with that said, the Switch version is a little bit underwhelming visually when compared to versions of the game on more powerful hardware. If the lack of high-fidelity visuals doesn't bother you, Platform 8 on the Switch is a solid port of the game, and I think it's really worth playing. But let's go ahead and turn things over to you guys. Did you pick up Platform 8? What platform, for lack of better words here, did you pick it up on? Are you a fan of the series, if you can call this that? Sound off with any and all comments down below. We'd love to hear from you. As always, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you like what you see, please feel free to drop this video a like. If you're new to the channel and you feel that we've earned it, consider dropping us a sub. And if for some reason you just can't get enough of the Famicast, be sure to check out our bi-weekly longer form podcast all about gaming in Japan. And if for some reason that's not enough, you can consider supporting us on Patreon, where some other like-minded folks are there as well. Now, for more reviews, looks at Japanese events, merch, and more, keep it locked right here to the Famicast on YouTube. Again, this is Danny from the Famicast. Thank you guys so much for checking this one out, and we'll catch you later.